I'm a writer and I live at Blackpool. I haven't lived here all my life. Like many of the 150,000 residents of the town, I'm an outsider. I can live here for 50 years and I'll never really belong. For I'm not a San-Gronan, I wasn't born here. And it's the San-Gronans and their fathers and grandfathers who've made Blackpool. Them and the people. People mostly from the north of England. Every year, 7 million of them come to Blackpool looking for a big time. They usually find it. It's under their noses and over their heads. That's the tower. Inside it now are 5,000 people, 2,000 fish, 3 lions, 4 tigers, and a vivarium containing crocodiles, turtles, monitors, water lizards, and a skink. These are the people who come to Blackpool. These are the people who work in Blackpool. And these are the people who manage Blackpool. But what of the men who made it? Bickerstaff. The name is Blackpool. The first Bickerstaff built this. The second Bickerstaff built this. The third Bickerstaff built this. Blackpool boomed during the 20s and the 30s. But in Lancashire, things were not so good. Yet the people came somehow. They sang, they whistled, they had fun. And then the fun ended with a bang. Almost 1 million people came to Blackpool during the war. And when it was over, some of them came back. Blackpool is a boom town. Fortunes have been made and lost, and made again and lost again, all along this 7-mile promenade. Blackpool is a town that knows only one kind of enterprise, private enterprise. What you do in Blackpool, you do for yourself. It's up to you, because Blackpool is built on an idea. Competition. If you're sold up in Wigan or Warrington to buy a boarding house in Blackpool, it's up to you to make a go of it. If you're selling something, have better goods, or cheaper prices, or a louder voice. If you're putting on a show, put on a better show than anybody else in town, if you can. Of course, you can have quiet. You can have rest, if you want it. But mostly if you come to Blackpool on holiday, you don't want it. You want this. That's why you're here, because Blackpool can give you these things. If you don't want them, you don't come. Or you come once and you don't come again. Blackpool is built on an idea. People like people. If you don't like people at close quarters, then you could never like this. Blackpool is built on an idea. Give them what they want. For that, you need imagination. You need to guess what they want before they want it. Blackpool is near the big cities of the north. Millions of people still live in streets like this. They are very patient people. Sometimes they hardly seem to mind. They are very cheerful people, and they've learned to live very close to one another. Blackpool isn't too different. People who call the midday meal dinner, not lunch. People who mostly don't know about possessions or gracious living, but who have their own arts. People who are never really sure about the future or the job, and who have learned somehow not to care. Some of them able to remember when lodgings were only 2 bob a night. Others to whom holidays with pay and security are part of the pattern of life. All of them flouting the tradition of the stiff upper lip that we English so carefully preserve. There's no good form here, just people. And standing here on the promenade, looking at them, you're reminded not of the little things that make us all so very different, but of the tremendous things that make us all so very much alike.